What's going on, guys? I'm Andrew,
I'm Jason.
and this is Movie Source.
Today we're going to be talking about Major League.
All right, guys. So the reason we're actually doing a review of this movie, besides it being an amazing movie, Jason, the reason we're doing this review is because it's opening week this coming week for Major League Baseball. So we wanted to do a movie that was based around the theme of baseball. So we picked this movie. We want you guys to comment in the comments below, not only about what you think of this film, of course, but we want to know what other baseball or even
Just
sports
movies in
movies
general.
Yeah, but as well baseball and sports movies. We want to know what other sports movies you'd like us to do, whether it's Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, Tin Cup, whatever.
Space Jam.
Of course, I only named Kevin Costner movies there, but anyways, getting back to this film. This movie came out in 1989. It was directed and written by David S. Ward. David S. Ward actually also wrote and directed the second one that came out in 1994. He did not do Major League Back to the Minors in 98. That was John Warren. Don't care for that film. The characters we do meet on the Indians, I love the main characters that we get, whether it's Serrano, Ricky Vaughn, Jake Taylor, Roger Dorn, Wesley Snipes. This is the first time I've ever seen him in a film as Willie Mays Hayes. Say hey, loved him in this. And what I love about them too, they've got such great chemistry together. Yes, they are a group of misfits, and definitely at the beginning of this film, they definitely don't belong on a baseball field together. But you really buy that chemistry between them. And I've talked about this with you, and you've obviously disagreed with me, and we're gonna have counterpoints here. I feel that and I'm not saying it's due to the actors, but just the chemistry between them and the action I saw in the movie, I just really felt like I was watching actual baseball players interact with each other. The way they played the game, the way they talked to each other, the way they interacted off the field. It just, as a baseball coach in real life, it felt really relatable to me, and I understood a lot of stuff and it felt real to me. It didn't feel like actors.
And yeah, the meat of that is in the locker room scenes mostly, when they're kind of either fighting or just seeing the camaraderie. There's a couple, like Dorn and what's the older pitcher's name too?
Harris. Eddie Harris.
And you just see all that locker room banter.
Definitely. I'm glad you added that. Yeah, the way Roger Dorn, when he gets on Ricky, hey, another freak show candidate, and he calls him Veghead. Just that really is how that really is how baseball players would treat rookies. That's how it would work in a real locker room. So I love how they infused that aspect of it. It was really cool. Also, we got to mention too the main antagonist, because a film like this, there's no villain in the movie, but the antagonist.
She really is the antagonist, though.
You know what I mean? Like an evil villain. You know what I mean?
She's not a villain.
Yeah,
she's the antagonist.
That's what I'm saying. The antagonist of the film is played by Margaret Whitten, I believe her name is, Mrs. Phelps. I love her storyline in it and her motivation for the film. Like she's a showgirl. Her husband has recently died. He's the owner of the Cleveland Indians, and she inherits the team. And the team has just been dreadful and awful for decades rather. They've been terrible. So instead of trying to make the team good, she just decides, hey, let's make them so freaking bad that they're going to drop the attendance so low that we can just get out of here. I've already talked to Miami. They're going to give us a new stadium. I think we can agree Miami's a little nicer to live than
She just wants to get out of Cleveland.
Well, how about Miami for Cleveland? They're going to give her a nice,
country club membership.
Nice country club membership, a humongous mansion. I think most of us would take that deal in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You could understand her motivation right away. Obviously, most Cleveland Indian fans would disagree with what I just said there, of course. But in general, you understood and felt her motivation there. And just right from the beginning, I'm like, I completely buy and understand exactly what she's trying to accomplish and go for. And even though I'm not with her and on her side, because I love these characters, before I fell in love with the characters, I was actually like, I'm with her. I want her to accomplish her goals. Then as we got into the characters, into the meat of the movie, as we started interacting, the characters start bouncing off each other, and we start seeing them work together as a team. I'm on the character side, and I don't want Mrs. Phelps to win in any way. So I love that aspect of it. And also, too, got to mention, my favorite on-screen manager is in this movie, Lou Brown. I love some of his quotes from Nice Catch, Hayes, don't ever do it again. Also, there's just, too, he says to Jake Taylor, the line, he's like, now I need the absolute truth. Are you 100% sure? Yeah, would I bullshit you about some of that? You better, if you want to make this team. And then also when Roger Dorn comes to him, he's like, about those sit-ups you wanted me to do? I got right here in my contract. It says I don't have to do any aesthetics. It says I don't have to do any that I don't want. So what do you think about that? Unzips his pants and he pisses on his contract. Bravo, sir. Respect. You're the man. Best manager ever. The character interactions and the heart of the movie, it just really sells me, and that's why I love this movie so much. It's a very smart movie to me, and I know you disagree with that, but that's a big part of the reason
I
love
actually
it.
agree with every single thing you say. Just you have it here, and I have it about here. You know what I mean?
you.
Like I think everything you're saying is right. I like all the camaraderie. I like the coach. I like the antagonist. I like the reason that the motivation they have.
Going on to Jake Taylor, why I love this character so much. Such an incredible leader. Let me also tell you one thing. When Roger Dorn just tanks that play in that Oakland A's 3-2 win, most baseball players in this world would just, in front of his team, what the hell, dude? You're going to take a play like that and embarrass him in front of his team. Jake Taylor did not do that. He drove over to his house in where no other teammates are around, in the privacy of his home. The lines that he says to him just says, if you, he says, if you ever take another play like you did today, I'm going to cut your nuts off and stuff them down your fucking throat. Such a defining moment for like Jake, the way he spoke to him, such a leader moment for me, and like it just truly made like Roger Dorn like, dude, like I can't be this stiff guy who just wants to get out of the way of balls. Like this is serious time right now. I just love that moment in the film for that character.
And
Jake.
it was a semi-plot device to introduce Dorn's wife in the movie.
Well, that for sure, and also it was a plot device.
But you're right, it was a great sign of leadership.
And it was
from Jake
and
Taylor.
it was a plot device to show Roger Dorn getting in front of plays and getting better as a baseman, and not doing this Olay bullshit as Coach Lou Brown said. I love that line too. So many great memorable lines. Most of them come from my favorite baseball announcer in movie history, Harry Doyle, played by Bob Uecker. He's got some of the best taglines, from the way he drinks to the bias towards his team. I love Bob Uecker as the voice of the Indians, as Harry Doyle. He's one of my favorite, like I said, not only one of my favorite characters for sports announcers, one of my favorite sports characters in a movie, just because he's so funny in the little screen time he does have. I love listening to him announce games. When he gets on guys and he cusses, and when he says, oh, that guy's gonna have to go to South America to get a visa to get on that one. Great characters, good acting. Just a really fun film for me. This movie has my favorite action in it. In terms of baseball, when I'm watching it, I feel the baseball scenes are very well choreographed. The montage where they've learned Mrs. Phelps doesn't want them to win, and she's gonna basically send them to minor league teams. The montage of them winning and winning and I love that montage of how well they're playing, and just seeing the home runs, the stolen bases, the commercial when they're getting better. I love that whole montage. The action in there was great. Maybe they could have added a double play in there or something, but overall, the action in that scene, I love that montage. And then in the final game, in the last moment, I love the arc of the team finally overcoming and beating that whole scene. I love the drama of the game. It was really well done. And then when Ricky's got to go in there and stop Clu Haywood after he's hit 2 home runs for him, and then he blows 3 fastballs, such a defining moment. I know it's not the greatest film in the world, but I love this movie so much. It's got so many defining and great moments. It's got great characters. It's funny. It's funnier than people give it credit for. At least I laugh so many times when I know I'm sick and psychotic. I've probably seen this movie probably 30 or 40 times, which obviously adds to my nostalgia. I'll be biased and I'll say that for sure. But if you're gonna get me back 30 or 40 times, that means something in there was good enough to get me there. So, and if you're able to make me laugh that many times, there's definitely a lot of funny material in here. So, as you can tell, I despise and hate. I'm kidding. I love this film. It's really good. It's a personal favorite of mine. The film's well directed. I love the characters. There's a lot of great, good, feel-good moments in the film. It's a feel-good movie. A lot of funny moments. It's a good comedy. Great baseball movie. Great movie in general. I'm gonna give this film a 9.0 out of 10.
I definitely enjoyed this movie. I agree with just about everything you said, just to a little bit of a lower extent. I think it's a fun movie. I think it's fun to watch. It's funny, has funny moments, and has good acting too. I'm going to give this movie a 7. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. Let us know what you thought about this movie in the comments, and if you like this video, you can hit the subscribe button.
See you guys next time.